All right, while you guys are getting adjusted, we'll get things started with Coach. Just real quick, exhibition game is at 7 p.m. tomorrow night against Montevallo. Coach will make an opening statement, and then we'll take some questions after that. So.
Good afternoon, everybody. Really excited about our exhibition game tomorrow night at home. We're ready for the season to officially start. We have a lot of work to do in developing an identity. Our team definitely we don't have an identity at this point of the season, but we're working on developing one. Our first 3 years here, we've primarily been a defensive team. We're working towards being more of a balanced team this year. That's our goal, and to achieve those goals, we have to have a clear and definitive message and work ethic every single day. But I'm excited about this team. We're an older team, a more experienced team. We had some guys that's been banged up here and there, but they're finally rounding into shape. But we need to play a game in front of our home crowd, and that's why I'm excited about this game on tomorrow night.
Thank you, Coach. Just raise your hand. We'll get a microphone over to you. Starting the front row on the right with Kerry.
Coach, I realized it was just one practice, but what did you learn about your team Saturday?
We have a long ways to go. There's ebbs and flows of the season. We just have to do a better job of, playing on both ends of the floor. Obviously, transition defense, especially when we're big. We got to do a better job of communicating in transition. I thought we did a decent job rebounding the basketball, decent job, but we got to take care of the ball. Obviously, when you guys are in this room interviewing Coach Saban, it's always about ball security and not throwing interceptions. In practice, and we tend to throw too many of those. So we just got to do a better job, take care of the ball, which I think is going to help us offensively. And then our real talent, I think, will be able to come to the forefront. They'll feel better about themselves when they don't turn it over, because we'll get more shots at the basket. We'll be able to get our defense set. We'll be able to rebound the basketball, but we just have to do a better job with ball security.
Stay in the middle here with Alex.
Avery, obviously, offensive consistency from three-point range was kind of an issue last year. You talked about it so far about improving reps in practice, but what have y'all done? It sounds like you did a lot more focusing on shooting this offseason at practice. And what was behind that plan to develop?
Yeah, we think we've shot 5 times more threes than we shot historically in the offseason since I've been here. But to be able to shoot threes in the game, you got to be in maximum shape, and you have to know how to get open. We got to set good legal screens, because if a guy comes off for a wide open three and the screen's not legal, then we're going to get called for an offensive foul. So everybody just needs to be synchronized. Also offensively, I think we need to slow down a little bit once we are in the half court. We just got to do a better job of body positioning and timing and all those things. Hopefully it'll come with time.
Okay, we got 2 in the back here in the gray suit. Standing up.
Coach, Daryl Puggallo, News Network. How important is it to have Riley Norris and to have that senior leadership, especially around those younger guys, and having Colin gone in the NBA? How important is it to have him out there?
Well, it's important to have Riley, as well as Dante Hall, who's a senior. Dejon Ingram's been in the program. This is his 4th year. He's a redshirt junior. Daniel Giddings is a redshirt junior. Tevin Mack is a redshirt junior. Avery Johnson Jr. is in graduate school, or that's what he told me. He was in graduate school, but I don't know what he's doing. But I just think we're an older team. So it's not just pointing at one guy for offensive production, defensive production, three-point shooting, experience. Hopefully our strength will be in numbers this year. But having guys like Tevin Mack that sat out, Riley obviously who got the medical red shirt, having those guys back for whatever amount of minutes, because we don't have a rotation yet. But whether you play 5 minutes or 12 minutes or 25 minutes, it's really about doing your job and doing it on a consistent, repetitive basis, and that gives us a better chance to win.
Okay, we got 2 more questions. Let's go. Let's start with Brandon in the middle here. one season.
Hey, Coach, I was wondering if you still keep in touch with Colin and how would you evaluate kind of the early part of his NBA career?
Yes, we keep in touch with him. We went to his first home game. Coach Yassir, Roseman, my wife and I, along with some other friends, we went to the game and supported him, and just excited to see him. And their team didn't have their best game, but you know he's going to do great. And obviously they've just had a coaching change, and you know Tyrone Lue played for me when I coached him with the Mavericks, so I know him really well. But you know he's in transition right now in terms of going from college to the pros, and you know they haven't even played 10 games yet, and their team is looking to rebound from losing the best player in the world. So he's getting integrated in what they're doing, and he's awfully happy, you know, to be where he is. But obviously he wants to win, and hopefully their team will get healthy and they'll get their season turned around.
We've got 3 more questions in the queue here, and then we'll be done. Starting on the far left, David.
Coach, last season, his freshman year, John Petty was able to come in and make an immediate impact. What are some specific goals you have for him during his sophomore season?
Just think, be an elite shooter. When you talk about shooters around college basketball, we want his name to be one of those guys that consistently come up, that he's an elite shooter at home, on the road, neutral site games, because if he is, that makes Alabama better. But also he's improved his interior passing, and you know all of our guys, all of them, every single one of them have to improve defensively. So I just think you know him being an elite shooter is going to help our offense, because we know he'll be taking and making shots for us.
Coach Simone on the far
Coach, I
right.
have a two-parter. How's it going?
Hey.
Tomorrow's game, you talked about wanting to develop an identity, also kind of working on the rotation. What's the biggest thing you want to take away from tomorrow's game and early games in this season? And also, Lawson Schaefer, what type of significance does he play as a leader on this team, emotional leader?
Well, Lawson is, I answer your second question first. Lawson is one of our best leaders. He provides so many leadership lessons, especially for our team. He's a great guy to follow, hard worker, you know, does what he needs to do in the classroom. Whenever we put him in the game, obviously the fans are always excited to see him. But you know, I told him he's a future CEO somewhere in the world. He said, "Well, Coach, what about an NBA player?" I said, "Well, you're asking for too much." But he's been a great guy to coach. He's got a terrific family. They obviously love the university. He loves Alabama. So it's just been a joy for me to getting to know him and help him grow into manhood and helping him grow in the areas of leadership. Tomorrow, I think when the game's over, obviously I want to know we took care of the ball, we rebounded the ball well, we defended the three-point line at a high level, because teams like Montevallo, when they come in, one of the ways they want to beat you is from behind the three-point line, because sometimes they're not nearly as big or athletic, but they're going to try to play fast and take quite a few threes, so we have to do a good job of defending the three-point line and also getting those long rebounds. You know, we're a team that needs to get more of those 50-50 long rebounds around the free throw line, which can ignite our break. And we need to score more in transition this year by having 5 guys run instead of having one guy turn on the Jets like we did last year, and he outrun everybody. I think we got to do it more collectively this year, and we're capable of it.
All right, last question up here, Mark.
As a coach, would you prefer to have a guy who's sort of a go-to scorer, emerge above the pack, or would you like to maybe by committee?
Well, I like it by committee, but I hope in the last 4 minutes of what we call the last round of the game, that 10th round, I'm hoping that we got a guy that if we need to get a bucket or make a play for us, we'll have somewhere to go. And, you know, we have quite a few guys that's kind of trying out for that situation. And I think it was a little bit more clear-cut last year than it is. And I'm hoping that'll make us harder to scout. Whereas if we're in that situation, you know, maybe the defense don't know that it's going to be Herb Jones on the post-up, or maybe Tevin Mack on the three-point shot, or, maybe one of our big guys on the post up. So hopefully the defense won't know this year in terms of their scouting, when they come out of a timeout, they're saying, hey, for the next 3 possessions, they're going to that guy. So we better do a good job of defending him or trying to deny him the ball or trapping him. So hopefully that'll add a little bit more versatility into our end of game execution.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Okay, thanks.